What's going on, everyone? So, based on reports that have came out, the New York Knicks are not currently shopping Julius Randle. And Julius Randle has really had this roller coaster of a career for the New York Knicks thus far. He's had seasons where he looked like a real cornerstone for the franchise, all-star level, just doing a little bit of everything, to a guy that had his struggles and at times was even unplayable, right? Particularly in the playoffs. And that was the big question, right? Like, what would they have gotten this year from him in the playoffs? During the regular season, after the OG trade, they looked like one of, if not the best teams in the league. I said that I believed after the OG trade that they were the second best team in the Eastern Conference. That I thought that it was basically them and Boston, two teams. They get decimated by injuries, so they don't end up making the conference finals. Otherwise, I believe that they would have. And, Julius Randle, he was injured that entire time. So it's like, what are you going to gain from him? But given the Knicks offseason, it's begged the question of, one, how much is Julius Randle needed now? And two, he is your best tradable asset to go and kind of round out, the depth in overall roster. Maybe get a more, slotted piece that kind of makes more sense with the players that you do have. This upcoming season, he is due to make basically $29 million. It's $28.9 million. And then he has a player option in 2025, 2026 for $30 million. But it is expected that he's going to opt out of that because he wants a bigger long-term contract. We'll see how that goes, if the Knicks give it to him or if he ends up getting it elsewhere. Because on the surface, Julius Randle is a very talented player. He's 29 years old. He'll be 30 in November, right? And this is a guy that's, 24, 9, and 5, right? Like, this is a guy that can do a little bit of everything out there, basically run the break, rebound. Defensively, he kind of has his ups and downs, right? There's moments where when he's locked in and engaged, he's a serviceable defender, but then there's times where it's just getting him to consistently be able to do that. But, you look at just his all-around game and his all-around ability, and you look at particularly the last few seasons where he's given you, 24, 25 points a game, from three-point range. He's had his ups and downs and roller coaster years. Like I mentioned, that 2021 season in which he averaged 24, he was 40% from three. But since then, he's really kind of had his struggles. He was 30.8%, 34.3%, and then last year was 31.1%. So can he kind of get back to that consistency, right? Because this is a guy that, can not only help with the rebounding, but also be a secondary playmaker alongside Brunson, and just gives you some versatility and size, particularly out on the wing, right? Because now you're talking, Mikal Bridges and OG and Randle, and now you got several guys that just have that size and length that you just have this switchability, particularly on the defensive side. But with OG and Mikal Bridges, right? So the way it's looking is it's going to be Brunson, Mikal, OG, Randle, and then probably Mitchell Robinson. Now, the Knicks are active in trying to find a backup center or just a center period, right? Because also Robinson has not been this great model of health. But you look at the Knicks and you're kind of like, they have their guy in Brunson. They have their two secondary guys, also defensive pieces, in Mikal Bridges and OG. Does Randle even fit and make sense with this roster, right? Because he is best with the ball in his hands, where he can make plays or he can, go and take shots and do the things that he needs to do. Talk about a guy that is the last two seasons, basically since he's came to the Knicks, is averaging 18 attempts per game. Is he going to be able to take 18 attempts per game, right? Because you're seeing the sacrifices already. Right, you're seeing Brunson take the discount. Mikal Bridges is expected to take a discount. Right, you're seeing a team that really just wants to buy in and believe in the team construct. Is Randle one of those guys? Is Julius Randle one of those guys that's going to buy into, hey, I don't care about my stats. I know I want this big contract, because if he wants the significant contract that he has, he needs to score 25, grab 10 rebounds, dish out 5 or 6 assists, play some defense, show he can be healthy, get to the playoffs and have a big performance, right? Because otherwise he's not going to get that 40 plus million he wants, right? So is he look at it as like, hey, no, I need to get my bag. I need to get my money. I'm somebody, I need to go and be able to show my all-around game? Or is he somebody that buys in and goes, hey, I don't care. I want to win, right? If it costs me and I have to opt into that 30 million, then it costs me and I opt into that 30 million, right? Like, what is Randle willing to do? But even if he is willing to buy in, I still think there's a genuine argument to trade him, because you do have other needs, right? You could use some depth, particularly off the bench. You could use another big man. And to me, instead of using Randle, obviously if a Giannis or something becomes available, then you go make that move. But to me, I don't think you necessarily need this major splash trade, right? I think if you can turn Julius Randle into, 2 or 3 quality rotation pieces, I think you're almost better off, right? Because also you can always move OG to the 4 and Bridges to the 3. So you could always, if you needed to, just go Brunson, Hart, or DiVincenzo, or whomever, Deuce, or however you want to go about it, and then go Bridges at the 3, OG at the 4, with Robinson at the 5. If you aren't able to get 2 service big men, right? But if you can get a backup big, can you get a Nick Richards from the Hornets and a couple other pieces, right? If you can turn Randle into 2 to 3, just again, high tier rotation guys. I'm not talking about stars or superstars, just guys that understand their role, know and are willing to play their role, can come in and just be a real factor in that regard. I think that would be huge for the Knicks, right? Because I do believe that they're there. I think Brunson, Bridges, OG as your 3 main guys is enough to where you're the second best team in the Eastern Conference. And so, you add in DiVincenzo and Hart and Deuce, and but you look at the lack of size, and it's you could use another big, and you could use a little more depth. Randle is your best course of action to get there, right? Randle is your best chance at kind of making that move the needle type trade. But here's the thing. You don't have to rush it, right? It may be in the Knicks' best interest to just go into the season and see. What if Randle is great, right? What if he's able to maintain and get back to better efficiency, and, he can still get you 20 a night and, make plays? What if he can be a 28-5 guy or whatever, even alongside OG and Mikal Bridges, right? He'd have to get more efficient shooting the 3 ball again, but he's had a season like that, right? Can he have that high caliber season? And now that he has Bridges and OG and these other just higher end guys, that the pressure isn't there, and the defenses are not going to be as able to kind of hone in and focus on him. And does he just not just through the addition of just the upgrade in talent, does he become more efficient? I think if you're the Knicks, I think you at least wait. I think you at least, give it till the trade deadline. Kind of see and evaluate. Problem is can he stay healthy? Because if he's hurt and all that stuff, then, kind of makes it hard to trade him. But I do think, if the right move develops, right, that right piece ends up becoming available, and it's oh man, we could turn Randle into this guy, then yeah, I think you do it. But also, I just think, again, I don't think they necessarily need another star or something crazy like that. I think you go and you get, like I said, 2 or 3 complementary pieces that can just slot in and maybe you get an upgrade at the 2, so you can slide Bridges to the 3 and OG at the 4, right? And then a depth guy, right? Maybe you get another shooter, something. I like there's options out there, right? You have flexibility out there, but patience is the name of the game for the Knicks, in my opinion. So the fact that they don't or are not actively looking to trade Julius Randle right now, it makes sense, right? Like, I get that they're, hey, they don't want to, they're not actively looking to ship him out. They're not actively looking to trade him. Okay, fine, right? It makes sense. But I do think at some point they probably look to move him. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think that they should trade Julius Randle? Do you think that they're making the right decision and so far keeping Julius Randle? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.